I have spoken to, there is this overwhelming sense of hurt and shame that this has happened in our country, a place that prides itself on our hospitality, on our manaakitanga, especially to those who are visiting our shores. And so, on behalf of New Zealand, I want to apologise to Grace's family. Your daughter should have been safe here, and she wasn't, and I'm sorry for it. We are here to help with that.
In November 2018, 22-year-old Grace Millane set off on a global backpacking adventure after her graduation. Her journey started in South America and later traveled to New Zealand. She was an adventurous and independent traveler, eager to experience new cultures and make lasting memories. However, little did anyone know that Grace was spending her final days in New Zealand. Grace Millane was born on December 2nd in 1996. She grew up in a close-knit family and was described as a caring and outgoing individual. Grace attended the University of Lincoln, where she studied advertising and marketing. On November 19th, she arrived in New Zealand. After 11 days, she came to Auckland, where she was staying at the hostel called Base Backpackers, sharing a room with other travelers. Grace had matched with someone on Tinder, but she felt a bit hesitant about meeting him at first. However, soon she decided to go ahead and meet him, hoping it could be a chance to make a new connection and perhaps share some enjoyable moments in Auckland. On the evening of December 1st, Grace left her hotel to meet her Tinder match. Grace and her date went to various bars and restaurants in Auckland's vibrant city centre, enjoying the lively atmosphere and getting to know each other better. They seemed to be having a good time, and Grace was savouring the experiences of her journey. As the night went on, Grace continued to exchange messages with her friend, expressing her excitement about the connection she felt with her date. The evening seemed to be going well. However, at one point, when Grace was not around, he started checking her purse, adding a layer of unease to the otherwise pleasant evening. Around 9:30 p.m., Grace and her date left the bar, arms around each other, heading to a hotel where he claimed to be staying. On the 2nd of December, which also happened to be her birthday, Grace's family and friends took to social media to wish her well. However, there was an eerie silence from Grace as she didn't respond, which was highly out of character for her. The worried family members wasted no time and promptly reported Grace's absence to the Auckland police. The authorities immediately swung into action, initiating an investigation. Upon visiting the hostel where Grace was supposed to be staying, they made a grim discovery. She had never returned after leaving on the evening of December 1st. Authorities soon identified the man in the CCTV footage as Jesse Kempson. He had left a comment on one of Grace's profile pictures the day she went missing, raising even more concerns about the situation. Jesse Kempson was born in Wellington in December 1991 and brought up around the town of Porirua. At the age of 9, Kempson's parents separated and he became estranged from his mother, who moved overseas. After briefly being in the care of his grandfather, Kempson was raised by his father, who later remarried. Jesse Kempson was known for constantly telling lies. He made up stories about being a famous rugby player and even pretended to have cancer. He deceived employers and landlords, causing problems with his job and housing situations. He relied on state benefits to cover his stay at the City Life Hotel. Kempson's habitual lying raised serious concerns about his character. Jesse Kempson was brought in for questioning. He maintained that he had indeed met Grace and their date had gone smoothly. According to him, after their time together, she'd left and he returned to his hotel room alone.
And then we decide which... Yeah, that's us.
Down there?
Yep. So she's going that way, and I'm going across the street. I go down Queen Street. No, I go down Victoria Street, straight down to the bottom, and then hang a left, and I head towards the viaduct.
You've kind of walked in a bit of a funny direction if you were planning to go to the viaduct. Is there a particular reason you were going to do that?
I feel safer down that way.
And we're very, very concerned for her safety, obviously.
Yep.
It's entirely possible that she's been the victim of foul play.
Okay.
You understand what that means?
Yep.
What would your feelings be about providing us with a voluntary DNA sample in the event that we can compare that against something? Would you be happy
Yeah,
with
100%. I mean, I know I haven't done anything wrong, so I'm happy to do it.
that? Okay.
However, when the authorities checked the CCTV footage, it does not corroborate with Jessie's statement. She did went to his hotel room. Strangely, there was no sign of her leaving afterwards. The next morning, Jesse was seen leaving his hotel alone. He went for shopping, where he was seen buying suitcase. He was also seen buying some cleaning supplies. Then he took a taxi to a car rental company, where he rented a red Toyota. Just after hours, he met a different woman from the same dating app, platform Tinder. The woman reported Jesse to be weird. He talked about burying bodies and that he had friends in the police force. This made his date so nervous that she refused to get in his car and go on her own. He came back in his hotel with a rented carpet cleaning machine. He told the hotel staff that he had spilled some wine that needed to be cleaned. On the same day evening, Jesse went out with suitcases. He loaded these suitcases into his rented Toyota. The next day in the morning, he was seen buying a shovel. Approximately 2 hours later, he was seen power washing his car. He then returned his car to the rental company the same day. On the 5th of December, the day Grace was reported missing, he was captured on CCTV footage, visiting multiple locations and disposing of items in different garbage bins. This behavior only deepened the suspicions surrounding his possible role in Grace's disappearance. After viewing the footages, police arrived at the City Life Hotel looking for Jesse. At the same time, Jesse was coming to his room. As soon as he saw officers, he stopped and began walking away. Although he was later found and brought in for questioning. During a meticulous search of Jesse's hotel room, investigators made a grim discovery. The room bore traces of blood, a chilling sign that something sinister had taken place within its walls. On a sudden turn of events, Jesse Kempson changed his story, admitting that Grace had indeed accompanied him to his hotel room that fateful night.
She started talking to me about 50 Shades of Grey, which is a sex fantasy movie that's out. We started having sex. At first it was just normal. It was very placid. And then she asked me if we could get into bondage. And then all I remember is falling asleep in the shower.
According to him, after he woke back from shower, Grace was already dead.
I need to stop. I need to go.
Would you like some fresh air?
Yeah, please. I was in shock. I didn't know what to do. I went downstairs and I was just, I don't know, I was all over the place. I didn't believe what had happened. I was just terrified and scared. I thought that she had gone. I thought she had left.
Pathologist, a specialist doctor, will perform a post-mortem.
Yeah.
They're very skilled at establishing people's causes of death. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Did you kill Grace Millane? Okay. You're under arrest for the murder of Grace Millane on or about the 2nd of December.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can now advise that a short time ago we located a body which we believe to be Grace. The formal identification process will now take place. However, based on the evidence we have gathered over the past few days, we expect that this is Grace. Obviously, this brings the search for Grace to an end. It is an unbearable time for the Millane family, and our hearts go out to them. The investigation will continue for some time yet. The focus now is to piece together exactly what happened to a young girl who came to New Zealand on her OE.
According to the autopsy, Grace Millane was strangled and had multiple bruises on her body. Pathologists believe she was strangled to death before being forcefully placed in the suitcase. Jesse Kempson, 28, had his identity suppressed in order to ensure a fair trial, leading to the blurring of most of his footage in media coverage. Despite his plea of not guilty, Kempson was ultimately found guilty in the High Court at Auckland. He was subsequently sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum non-parole period of 17 years.
The verdict of murder today will be welcomed by every member of the Millane family and friends of Grace. It will not reduce the pain, the suffering that we've had to endure for over the past year. We would like to thank several people. Auckland Police Force, been professional, diligent and thorough all through this investigation. A special thank you to Detective Inspector Scott Beard, Detective Senior Sergeant Greg Brand and Detective Tony Jordan. They've opened their hearts to Grace and her family. I cannot express our gratitude enough for all the offers and gifts of kindness that we've received over the last year. Finally, we must return home and try and pick up the pieces of our lives and day to day without our beloved Grace. Thank you all.
While the pain of their loss remains, they take comfort in knowing that Grace's story has raised awareness about the importance of safety for travelers around the world. Through their advocacy and foundation work, they continue to shine a light on the issues of violence against women and the need for responsible online dating practices.